I remember when VOCA Center was conceived. Chip and I had been collaborating on a project. We were tired of just talk, and we wanted to see real impact for the kingdom and our culture. And that got us excited. And I wanted to be a part of that. Well, you can't start a new organization without a name. In Genesis, we see God calling all humans to bring God glory by creatively building culture and caring for his world. Well, this concept got the creative juices flowing, and that's when VOCA hit me.
VOCA's been through a lot of evolution over time, and that evolution has actually fit whatever the need is at that moment in time. VOCA tends to intercept people at those moments of change for them, right? You know, at those moments where there is uncertainty.
I did the Career Navigator program. I was at a place in my life describing it as a bit of a quarter life crisis. There was kind of a wide open landscape of what can I do, or where's the Lord calling me, or what are my gifts? And in that vastness, there was a lot of questions and doubts and fears.
I hit an emotional low that I had never experienced before in my entire life. And my emotional state just took all the drive and motivation and basically hope out of a work life. It was a shell of what I used to be. I got online and I typed in how to get rid of burnout, and VOCA came up. I thought, man, these people seem to know what they're talking about. And then I picked up the phone and called.
In the work that I do, I see that so many people in ministry are they're burning out. We have a retention problem in ministry, and I think the services that VOCA provides as well in the form of coaching helps keep people in ministry longer, helps them live lives that are flourishing.
I learned of VOCA right before the pandemic. I remembered saying like, oh, okay, I need to be part of this. And it was just how they were giving us tools and timely conversations to navigate the uncertainty for that time. It was refreshing to hear people who I knew that they were knowledgeable. It was evident that they had a lot of training and a lot of experience.
Was just so excited to be able to have the space to both learn and grow. In a session with Sarah, she just stopped me and she said, what would you do here if you weren't afraid? I hadn't even processed that I might be carrying fear. That kicked off a lot of work that the Lord was doing in my life in so many other areas.
I'll never forget in my coaching sessions with Coach K, and she asked a question that went something like this: are you sure you want to do that? For Kay not to be bashful and to ask a question like that, I just thought that was a very, very meaningful time for me to really pick her brain and her wisdom on how to operate at a high level. We're going to help you be successful, and we're not going to be bashful about asking the tough questions. And I really, really appreciated that from her.
It's been really meaningful to watch people come alive when they discover how their work and their calling for work intersects with their God-designed purpose. I love it when that light comes on, and being able to help them overcome work challenges and seeing that that's just part of their spiritual formation. That's such a gift.
Conducting research and understanding the intersection of faith and work. Chip and the whole VOCA team were critically important and instrumental, from their contribution of intellect to their spirit of collaboration to their desire to strengthen relationships and to see other organizations grow and flourish.
There's sufficient time that's really taken to understand, and there's always concrete benefit. There is measurable benefit that I can report. It's a multi-dimensional value proposition that VOCA is offering.
It's been very meaningful to be surrounded and supported by the whole team at VOCA. They know what they're talking about. They've led organizations. They've led companies. They know what it feels like to carry the burden of a staff who are depending on your leadership. Not only have I been where you are, but I also have compassion for you as a leader, as a person, as a human. It's a very, very powerful two-punch combination.
I don't think that there's many places that's kind of like a one-stop shop, right? From start to end, you have the creative aspect of it, you have the tech aspect, and then actually doing the coaching. And I think being able to get that all in one place, it's not only a quality product, but it's also implemented in a way that's effective.
Chip and the team are all about impact. what is it that we can do for an organization, for a team, for an individual, and made me know that, man, I had made the right decision. I'm in the right place. This is where I want to be. This is where impact is happening.
The impact, we hear stories of how whether it's an individual has found the sunshine, if you will, in work, or an organization that is struggling with getting along, how the organization is able to speak into that. We spend more than half our waking hours at work. They need to be good hours, and God cares that they be good hours, and VOCA does a lot to make that happen.
There is such a need to bring faith into the workplace. It's where we're using our gifts, but also interacting with a lot of people. And I think it's just a really important mission.
VOCA ties the Christian spirituality, but the practical application to everyday life. I was going through some hard times with partnership, and Chip was very methodical about how to resolve conflicts in a Christian way and how to apply that in a business setting. And I was able to resolve issues without escalating that conflict and come to a peaceful resolution.
Helping people align their mission and passion with the kingdom work is critical. And then to see the importance of what you do in the marketplace. That to me is golden. And there are ministries out there doing that, but this is a business doing that. And that's what I like.
It might have been my first or second meeting with Ken, hearing him speak so clearly and confidently about my gifts, having someone speak into me and say, I see this in you, and the Lord has wired you in this way, like you would be really well suited for this. Having him cheer me on helped me to relearn to see myself in a way that was valuable and had something to offer and was uniquely gifted.
I think it's just a faith-based approach. People are really getting a lot of benefit out of the interactions, out of the coaching, out of the guidance that they're getting. And so I think what the unique kind of secret sauce, if you will, is really the faith-based approach.
It's been a great first 10 years, but there's so much more work that needs to be done. Not only are there still so many workers and leaders who need help finding and following God's call in their lives, but they're also experiencing new challenges between government disruption, political upheaval, cultural shifts, and artificial intelligence. Forces are bearing down on work culture in such a way that too many workers are just trying to survive with their integrity and sanity intact.
Today's workplace experience is under a lot of pressure. And so we need organizations like VOCA to be doing what they're doing because it's so important to people's sense of emotional, spiritual, relational, and financial well-being. So when we think about the care for humanity, it's hard to imagine not thinking about work.
There is going to be increasingly a demand for creative ways to connect people together. And I think VOCA provides opportunities for institutions, organizations to be creative with their content development, but also the connection piece. And ultimately, the impact they have, it's far-reaching on the generations to come. And to me, that's something that is worth getting behind.
I would hope that VOCA would go after the young men and women coming into their careers and give them a vision of the kingdom and how to build a kingdom, because they'll have a 40-year career to do that.
I have high hopes for VOCA. I think there will be just more people to be able to apply Christian values in their careers, how to seek, how to pray, and also how to resolve issues from a Christian perspective. I look forward to a continued evolution of VOCA's reach as well as various programs that it provides.
The world of work right now, for me, I'm thinking about the 300,000 plus Black women, but it's even more people who are experiencing layoffs. And we need people who can be empathetic and offer practical solutions that are faith-driven to people at a time where it's incredibly difficult in our world and what people are walking through in their lives.
I hope people experience what I experienced. I was sick. I just needed help, and I needed a specialist, and Ken was that specialist at the right point. I hope VOCA will continue to do that kind of work. It's very valuable, your perspective and your wisdom.
It's about the people, and that's what I think will determine our growth. The more impact we'll have, the more clients we'll have, the more consistent growth we'll have. This group is very transparent. It's very open. Our values are consistent. Our faith is consistent.
My hopes for VOCA over the next decade is that you become the place that people turn to for the expansion and the achievement of both individual leaders' goals and ambition, as well as organizational growth. So it becomes a place that people turn to, that it's a household name that everybody knows about.
You know, I really hope for the next 10 years that you guys find a great sweet spot of coaching leaders to a high level, and you'll continue to grow. That VOCA's leadership will be maximized over the next 10 years like it has been the last 10.
I want more people to experience work as a place of growth and purpose and spiritual formation. And I've seen that happen with the clients that I've been able to work with. So whether we're partnering with churches or nonprofits or individuals who are committed to faith, I want to see VOCA be a place where people turn to when they need clarity and resilience and purpose for their leadership.
My hope for VOCA over the next 10 years is that they continue to be a place, a team, an entity, a movement where leaders can get plugged in, where they can be accepted in their humanity, also with the ability of casting a vision for a higher level of impact for the greater good. I think VOCA is one of those unique organizations that is mobilizing 10x impact, because you invest in a leader who has 10 to 50 staff members, and then those 10 to 50 staff members have families and communities. It's an obvious investment to make, because again, your return will be exponential.
I would love to know that 10 years from now, it's been able to scale even more and have just more of an impact on the people. And I have no doubt that it will continue to scale. I think there's such a need. If you are trying to find your calling, if you are kind of trying to set aspirations in alignment with a higher calling, then VOCA is for you. I encourage people to get involved. And there are many ways to get involved, whether you can lend a hand or need a hand. I think there's a role for everyone.
What VOCA's doing is so special, just that mix of giving people tools to access godly wisdom and listen to the Holy Spirit in their work. And I would just encourage anyone who is on the fence about supporting VOCA to do it so that VOCA can continue to do incredible work.
When you have confidence in an organization, then you happily support it. And I have tremendous confidence in VOCA. If you want a 30, 60, 90-fold increase in your investment, then I could not encourage you more highly to invest your money in VOCA.
To supporters and friends of VOCA, thank you. Thank you for investing in the work that we do, because this work truly transforms lives. And what VOCA does matters, and you're part of that impact.
To those who support, keep supporting, support abundantly, continue to make, their programs accessible to more people, especially in this time where things are ever changing. And if you're someone who is thinking about professional coaching, do it. Find something, and sometimes it starts with a podcast from VOCA. It might start with an article, whatever it is. It might start with an event, but seek out the thing that you feel like you need, and VOCA can be trusted to help guide you.
To keep seeing the multiplication of the way that VOCA can help bring transformation to work for people like me. I'm excited and eager to see more stories of hope and new beginnings and things made possible by VOCA and your guys' commitment to nurturing people's relationship with faith in their work. I can't imagine how many more people could also be impacted by the support of people giving their time or energy or money to VOCA Center.
There are just so many people, organizations, and institutions, they need help to sharpen their pencils, get their skill set and their direction in a good way. Whether it's somebody thinking about working or somebody thinking about donating, my simple charge is do it. It's making a difference. It's making a positive difference. And as you get more associated and hear the stories, you will be blessed as well.
We're kind of in an explosion now of with AI and data, and as VOCA moves forward, I think they can provide more of that, the one-on-one, the FaceTime, being able to talk to a human or a real person and our faith, and that's what it's all about.
The ministry's done a great job adapting the last 10 years, and I think the speed of that adaptation is only going to increase. One of the real opportunities is actually to have AI counselors that increases the breadth of VOCA. And so I think there's just all kinds of interesting ideas and change that'll come over the next 10 years. It's been a great 10 years, and I think the next 10 years will be even better.